Okay. What is going on, people? My name is Cameron Boarchi, and this is the first episode of Dear Life. Now, I really wanted to create this series of Dear Life because I feel like people go through things in their life that are just random, weird, sometimes serious, sometimes funny, sometimes heartbreaking, sometimes soul destroying. And I kind of want to talk about those things. I won't always be giving advice, but I just want to talk about those things so that people can relate, because I'm pretty sure there are some things that people go through and they feel like that they go through that alone. And that's what I kind of want to do. I kind of want to bring all those issues that people have to the forefront and make sure that they don't feel alone. So yeah, I'm starting this new kind of playlist on this video. So I'm starting this new playlist on my YouTube channel called Dear Life. This is the first episode, and it's going to be about 3 reasons why you should not go to university. Now, in my opinion, the first reason why you shouldn't go to university is if you feel pressured by someone else. And let me break this down as well, because this may be a lot to take in actually. You may be experiencing pressure from your parents, and that is probably the biggest thing. You know, as young people, I'm 22 years old, so I've been through it myself. You know, our parents ultimately want the best for us, and in their generation, what was best for them was to go to university and get a degree, because that was the thing to do. Ultimately, sometimes it can get to a point where, you know, our parents want to kind of live their ideals through their children. So they think it's best for their children to go to university. They think it's best for their children to go down a certain path. That's just fair enough, which if that child does not have discipline and a sense of direction, then obviously the parent needs to step in. But a lot of the times, sometimes it's just a case of you're going to university and that is it. You do not have a say in this at all. I empathize with people like that. I empathize with people who feel like they don't have a choice. But at the end of the day, you do have a choice. And what you can do to eliminate that pressure is have that conversation with that person, or with your parents, with your mom, with your dad, whoever it is, just so that they know how you feel about going to university. If there's another option that you want to take besides university, then you're going to have to sit them down in a very mature way and explain to them that it's not the best choice for you, and you feel like you're old enough now to make decisions on your own, and that whatever you do, you are going to be successful at it because you're going to be happier doing it. Here's a second one. Here's a second one that I feel like a lot of young people, in my mind, I don't know if they're actively conscious about it. Like your friends can be a pressure. Not in the same way as your parents, because your parents might come up to you and be like, where is your school grades? You need your school grades. That was a terrible African accent, by the way. Some of your friends may be way more academically gifted than you. They may be getting A's and A stars and whatever results. And then you feel like you have to keep up with that if you want to stay with your friends. But ultimately, look, your friends' lives and your lives are 2 separate things. You cannot live the way your friends are living, because at the end of the day, one, your friends may not even be there for you forever. Like, people come and go in life, unless you're lucky to have people who stick around you and support you and bring you up. But I'm telling you, you cannot make decisions based on your friends, because they will make decisions based on themselves. And that's what you need to do. You need to make the best decision for yourself. And if you want to do an apprenticeship, and if you want to do something different, like an internship, and your friend's going to university and they're laughing at you like, ha ha ha, you're a loser, well, trust me, you're not, because the person who's actually going to university is actually in way more of a crisis than you are in that point, because they have to consider things like debt, student debt when they come out. They got to find a job. Whereas if you take a different approach and it works for you, then they're not going to call you a loser anymore. You're going to be the person who's like, yeah, and what, I didn't go to university, but I still made something of myself. The second reason why I think you shouldn't go to university is because you think that it's going to guarantee you a job at the end of it. And trust me, it is not at all. A lot of people go to uni with the mindset and the conception that once you get a degree, like, your life is set. You're gonna have the big house, you're gonna have the dog, you're gonna have, you know, a Ferrari sitting outside your house. It does not work like that. I promise you, it doesn't work like that. Just think about it for a second. There are millions of universities I don't know if there's millions of universities, but there are millions of students across the world, right, that are studying probably the same thing you want to study. If you want to study English literature, like I did, or if you want to study law, if you want to study business, there are millions of other people doing that. So ideally, what's going to separate you from them? When it comes to getting a job after university, a lot of the time, your degree has nothing to do with it. This is definitely something to consider if you are going to university. If you're going to university because you want to work in a specialized field, such as being a doctor, being a lawyer, being someone whose profession solely relies on their degree, then go for it. Then seriously go for it, because you're studying 7-6 years to get into that field of industry. But if you're only studying something like geography or English literature, history, and that's no shade on any of those topics. Look, I studied English literature, I know what it's like. What are the chances of you becoming the next Shakespeare, the next Charles Dickens? I'm not saying that you can't do that, because I'm a firm believer in that you can do anything in this world, but really, are you gonna really dedicate your life to becoming the next Shakespeare or the next Ernest Hemingway or the next historian or the next David Attenborough? Like, you really want to, if you really have a focus for that and you really love the course and the subject that you want to study, then by all means go for it. But don't do it because you think that your life is just going to take some crazy trajectory after you come out of university, because that is not the case. Life does not change after you come out of university. If you spent the last 3 years at university reverse engineering who you are and understanding who you are and what your path is next, then what should change is your mindset. What should change is the way how you see things, the way you see opportunity, the way how you see your life going. Because it's not just going to be handed to you on a plate. Like, once you get your degree certificate, that's it. Like, you never see those teachers again. You never see your tutor again. You never have to go to a seminar. You're left to go and figure things out on your own. Also, that's another problem I have with education nowadays, is that they actually it doesn't prepare people for the real world. It doesn't prepare people for the professional environments that they're going to be working in after they come out of university. A lot of the time it comes down to experience, but there are ways to curveball that whole weird thing of, you know, you need work experience to get experience, so that you have experience to then have more experience so that you can get into a job. There are ways to get around that, but I will cover that in another video. If you press the like button and let me know that you actually enjoyed this video, I will continue to make more videos like this and teach you how to get to where you want to be in your job. And at this stage right now, you may be watching this video and thinking like, who is this 22-year-old kid that's telling me all these things about university? Well, I've been to university, I've studied a degree. I currently work in advertising, and to a 22-year-old, I earn a pretty decent amount of money. So I want to help people get into those same positions as well. And now this is the last thing. I promise this is the last thing in the video. Number 3, do not go to university if you're gonna spend your time partying and getting drunk 24/7. Like, seriously, don't do that. When I was at uni, I met so many different people. I met a bunch of different people. And within those groups of people that I met, there were literally just some people who would sit down, smoke weed all day and drink and do nothing. And now I go onto their like Facebook pages and Instagram pages, and they're literally doing nothing with their lives. And you don't want to be that person. If you're someone who has ambition, if you're someone who has drive, if you're someone who wants to make it somewhere in life, and you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like those people, right? And also think about it this way. If you're going to university and you're not from if you're going to university and you're not from a family that is well off and has a lot of money to financially support you throughout university, you're effectively in debt with the government. University fees are going up. Like, it's gone up from £9,000 to £9,250 per year. I don't know why they added like 250. What is someone going to do with £250? Like, tell me. Please tell me what a vice chancellor of a university is going to do with an extra £250. You know what? Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. You're spending £30,000 over 3 years. You're spending $9 grand a year to go to some foreign place where you've never been before, drink alcohol, and smoke weed all day. Like, that does not make sense. That doesn't make sense. You're literally throwing money away. You're throwing money away. Like, come on, like, be smart. The worst thing about that, if you were to go to university, I know this is a video about 3 reasons why you shouldn't go to university, but if you were to go to university and you ended up just spending all your time drinking, smoking, partying, and not really focusing on priorities, whether that priority be actual university work or figuring out what you want to do next, you're gonna have to live with the fact that you just wasted £30,000 just so that you can stand on the table with 2 bottles of Grey Goose. For what reason? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know, because I want to make more videos like this, but I need to know if people actually like watching videos like this. So let me know in the comment section below. And if you are going to university and you're having a hard time, hit me up in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help you through that time, because I know that it's a very weird time and it's a very weird place to be in when you're deciding whether or not you should go to uni or not. So hit me up in the comments. I'll be more than happy to hit you back and hopefully give you some advice that helps.